I'm joined today by David Wilson from BNP Paribas. Thank you very much for joining us. I just wanted to grab you and ask a couple of questions. The first being, we're hearing a lot about shortages in copper. What are your views on that? Are we seeing a shortage in copper?
I think it depends when you're talking about the time. Time is the essence. I mean, here and now, right now, no, there's no shortage of copper. We can see that from the forward curve, it's the deep contango. We can see inventory building in China, and we've seen it building on the LME. We see physical premiums for imported copper into China going negative for the first time in history. So right now, there is no shortage of copper. We are also seeing huge growth in Chinese smelter capacity. Chinese refined production has been growing dramatically this year, and Chinese refiners, smelter refiners, have actually been exporting copper and delivering it to the LME. So there is, here and now, there is no shortage. We just had data this week from Chile that showed that year-to-date Chile's mine production is growing by 3%. That doesn't sound huge, but the last time we had growth in Chile was 2018. So there is actually growth. There's growth in mine supply, and there's dramatic growth in refined production. So we don't see a shortage now. We don't actually, at BNP, we don't see a shortage next year. The shortage issue is, I think, more very much the back end of this decade.
Interesting. And let's move now to nickel. What are the challenges facing the nickel markets now?
Well, the big one, well, there's two, both demand and supply. On the supply side, we have seen absolutely dramatic growth. I mean, it's a commodity outlier in that sense. And all of that is coming from Indonesia. Indonesia's gone from sort of 90,000 tonnes of nickel production back in 2013 to, it's going to be over 2 million tonnes this year. Then we've seen the LME in the last 6 months listing a lot of new Class 1 nickel producers, 6 from China, 1 from Indonesia. So suddenly we've seen this dramatic increase in availability of Class 1 nickel, LME deliverable nickel, and those producers are delivering. We've seen LME inventory jump from 30,000 tonnes at the end of last year to about 95,000 tonnes now, so really quite a big increase. It doesn't sound huge, but the trajectory is important. And then on the demand side, all the hopes of dramatic nickel demand growth from the EV sector are now being questioned. We've seen, I mean, notably in China, a very significant shift away from using nickel-based batteries to lithium-based batteries, partly because there's a significant price war going on in the EV sector. The easiest way to cut the cost and keep your margin in producing an EV is to switch to LFP, lithium-ion batteries. They're dramatically cheaper. Lithium energy density in batteries is getting close to nickel energy density of nickel batteries as well. So suddenly the sort of very significant demand growth expectations for nickel from energy transition are looking very, very questionable. Just at the same time, we've seen very significant supply growth. So I think that the outlook for nickel at the moment, price-wise, looks very, very challenging.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Thank you, David, for joining us today.